I had a guest on Sky. He runs an ad company. He does a paywall podcast called Sky's Mental Playground. I was asking him, what's your piece of advice? He's like, take an 11-hour walk. And he has this thing where like, if you take an 11-hour walk, you go through these states where you just, I don't know if it's walker's high. It's so hard. And if you're able to get through it, then you unlock some things at some points in the journey, right? But I think that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you break down the challenge to it? It goes back to the same thing, and it applies for anything, dude. Like, how do you break it down to the point where you are actually able to access it and then go into it, so it becomes the entry point for you to do the bigger things you want to do. And I think a lot of people that want to start companies are like very early in the process and are struggling. The entry point is to like break down the challenge into smaller parts, or work with other people that have figured out these challenges. Like, those are both ways of going about it, because you're kind of like just trying to access the entry point easily. And I think that it works for walking, it works for building a company, it works for working in your job where you feel like you're kind of like stretched too thin. Kind of works for everything.